another stitch. For those that don't know me, my name is Connie, and if you're new to my channel, I'd like to welcome you. And if you are new, let me know in the comments down below. Let me know how you found out about my channel, and let me know a little bit about yourself so I can get to know you better. Because, let's face it, y'all are all very special. And y'all are all very special to me in some way or form. And y'all really don't know how much. Which, I have a video coming that's going to talk on just that very subject. Because I feel like these are things that I need to tell y'all. And I know I don't say how much y'all mean to me often enough. And I think it's time that I do that. So there's a special video coming. Alright. So, since I felt like if I put Buddy News in the video that I filmed earlier today talking about crochet and knitting, that video probably would have hit about 40 minutes, if not longer. I really do not like doing long videos. I try not to. Usually I find my sweet spot is 10 to 15 minutes. And I try to keep my videos under 20 minutes. But sometimes I have more to say, and videos become longer. And lately, I've had a lot to say. I've been really finding my voice the last few weeks. And y'all probably going to notice that. And some new directions on my channel. And all this stuff is about, well, some of it is to help me with struggles I have. But it's also about helping you guys. Because we all struggle with things. And my new mantra this year is to be the best sparkly you that you can be. So you're going to see a lot of stuff on that level. And some of my messages intertwine with each other. But let's get to the purpose of today's video. Buddy. King Buddy. My son. My fur baby. That means so very much to me. But just Buddy has a very special place in my life. Just my cat. So pretty much every day, he puts a smile on my face. And that's just so meaningful to me. I love his little ways, his mannerisms, his sweetness, his ornery ways, his stubborn ways. And he truly was a cat that needed to come in my life. And that I will always thank Barbara with Crochet Therapy for. Because even when she approached me about Buddy, I told her no initially. I wanted a kitten. I had my heart set on Molly, which I've talked about Molly in a previous video, because when I got Buddy, that was a surprise. That, like, my secret, I kind of, like, built up the suspense. And I didn't come out and tell y'all whenever I got King Buddy. Or that I was planning to get King Buddy. I didn't tell y'all until I got him. And sometimes the way that things fall out. And it's just like, it's something magical. I don't know if y'all have ever had that experience, but if y'all have, let me know in the comments down below. So, when I lost, first I lost Sweet Sophie Wolfie, my love bug. For those that don't know this, when I started my channel, my two cats that I had at that time were Allie and Sophie. And, well, at one point on my channel, Sophie had snuck out. And she disappeared for about 3 months. And then she came back home. And I was at the point, I had given up that she was going to come back home. That was a long time. So I was fortunate enough that she did come back home. And then, like, and this occurred, like, what I'm about to get into occurred last year. Like I said, last year was not a good year for me. So much happened. I ended up in the hospital. I lost my Sophie Wolfie. I lost my alley cat. I had to have my very first surgery. And I had to have cataract surgery in both eyes. All the, a lot of those things, especially my medical things, took me away from my channel way more than I wanted. And it was just a lot going on. But, and what's magical too, I am so much better now, I'm stronger, my health has gotten so much better. And even the biscuit tells me I've got my Connie back. That he sees that sparkle in me more. That, like, when I feel good, I get hyper. And I'm getting in my hyperness. And basically, the more I exercise and get more active, I'm going to get more hyper. I can tell y'all that right now. So basically, I first lost Sophie. She slipped out yet again. And it's been probably over 9 months now. She's not coming home at this point. I kind of had a hard time admitting it to myself. And y'all probably heard me talk about losing Allie more than Sophie. It's just like losing Sophie was a different experience. And there was hope that she could come back home. Allie was final. And I also feel guilty because I've always been meaning to do a little video in memory of Sophie, and I still have not done it yet, kind of like how I did for Allie. And one thing I feel guilty about is I took a lot of pictures of Allie, but I got Allie, she was teeny-tiny. She was probably about 2 or 3 weeks old. We had to bottle feed her. So I had that youthful kitten experience with her. Sophie was about 8 months old when we got her. I didn't take many pictures of her, and I regret that now. Because yesterday she popped up in one of my memories, and she doesn't on Facebook, and she doesn't pop in on them often. And it's one of my few pictures I have of her. And I was just looking at her, I'm like, I miss my Sophie Wolfie. And Allie was final. Came out of nowhere. And it was like, when I lost Allie, I didn't want to replace her. And I couldn't just go get me another cat. I needed to heal. And then I got to the point, I missed having a cat around. I love cats. And I finally felt like I was in a place where, okay, it's time to get another cat. And I didn't know how truly much I needed another cat. And I wanted a little kitten. I love kittens. I missed having a kitten around. Honestly, now I'm kind of like, I don't know if I could keep up with a little kitten anymore. And we had plans. We were going to get this little kitten, and I was going to call her Molly. And all of a sudden, well, Frank thought about this, and I felt guilty because when he brought it up, I didn't connect the dots. And I'm like, why didn't you mention this? You know, this is a big thing. This needed to be taken into consideration. Most of y'all know about how Frank has trouble with his legs. He has, what you call it? Oh, I can't. Venous insufficiency. But his is like a worse form of it. Like his needed surgery. And he still has issues after having surgery on both legs. So, and one thing that his cardiologist, which is also my cardiologist, discovered was some tests that he ran. Frank has something going on that's going to get worse over time. So things like getting a scratch on his leg, any type of bobo, is dangerous for Frank. And it can cause him to end up in the hospital. And this is going to get worse over time. And kittens like to climb. And you know how they got the little razors when they climb? They dig in. They scratch up legs. And it was like, no, a kitten's not a good idea. So at that point, I started thinking about Buddy. You know, Barbara asked me if I would take her sweet Buddy Boy, because Buddy Boy had issues with his brother, and he was getting he was getting territorial. Buddy does better as an only child, and that just was on my mind, you know, and I started talking to Frank about it. And the thing was, you know, and we both kind of felt funny because at that time, Barbara's living in Florida. I live in Louisiana. And, you know, she said that she would make the drive to bring Buddy to me. And even after we got Buddy, she said if things didn't work out, to let her know, and she would come back and come get Buddy. You know? So we kind of talked it over, and me and Frank felt like, well, let's make sure that she truly is okay with making that long of a drive. You know, because we didn't want her to go out of our way, and we weren't in a situation to like meet her halfway or something. You know, so she had to come to us if this was going to happen. But I was so excited, too, because I was going to get to meet Barbara, one of my closest Yarny friends. And even though there was one time that I almost met someone else, and I'm hoping that time comes that me and this other person gets to meet, because I really do want to meet her in person. But Barbara was actually the first Yarny person that I met from YouTube. And I mean, she's genuine. What you see with Barbara, that's how she is. And I was even worried that I would get all shy around her. But I was able to, you know, talk with her. And so that's when we got Buddy. And I even had struggles at first because Buddy was a daddy's boy, and I was jealous because I wanted him coming to me. And it just took him longer to get there. Me and Buddy both had to learn each other. But now we're there. And me and Buddy have a magical relationship, and he's still a daddy's boy too. But But that cat is special. He was meant to be my buddy boy. You know, I firmly believe that. Well, I think I'm going to wrap this video up here. I did have more to say about some of his latest antics. I'll probably save that for next week for y'all, because I think this video too is going to end up being about 20 and hopefully not 30 minutes long. I've been doing a lot of talking. Sorry, guys. So, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. I hope everyone has a fabulous yarny day. Be the light. And always remember, be the best sparkly you that you can be. And be cool and be kind. Bye.